Because IMF and World Bank, you have the final say. We don't have no say. We want another organization of equals, where you have as much say because you pay, as much as we do because we also pay. That's the organization we are looking for.
Kenya's President, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, did the unthinkable recently in France. You've got to watch this video to really understand the meaning of his statement in France. Africa is stepping up. Please watch.
We want those resources controlled not by IMF and World Bank. Because IMF and World Bank, you have the final say. We don't have no say. We want another organization of equals, where you have as much say because you pay, as much as we do because we also pay. That's the organization we are looking for. And that is why we are saying we need a new financial architecture, where governance, where power is not on the hands of a few people. We can agree on the governance of the institution. We can agree on the sharing of power so that all of us have access to resources that go to making sure, number one, renewable energy. We invest in decarbonization. Number two, adaptation, mitigation, smart agriculture. Number three, restoring our planet, restoring our biodiversity, and making sure our carbon sinks work. This is what we are saying, and we would appreciate a little understanding. We want to be, we are talking the normal. If we continue talking the normal, Emmanuel, we will never solve this problem. Things are not going forward, they are going backwards. Tokenism, installment will not solve this problem. We have a much bigger problem than the installment we are discussing here will solve. You're not hearing us.
I will, if I may, yeah. I will answer you.
The man is in trouble in Kenya for sure, politically, with the opposition. Big problems. Demonstrations on Sabasaba Day, on another Thursday, on another Wednesday. But one thing you've got to give him, on the Pan-African level, President William Ruto is definitely killing it.
Hello. We have made the decision that it is not intelligent for 54 of us to go and sit before one gentleman from another place. And I mean, and sometimes we are mistreated.
Yeah.
We are loaded into buses like school kids, and it's not right.
Well, you are summoned,
It's not right. So the decision that we have made as AU is that going forward, if there is going to be a discussion between Africa and any other country, we are going to be represented by the chair, the outgoing chair, the bureau.
The chair of the commission or the chair
and the chair of the Rex, and we have 5 Rex. That should be sufficient for, a meeting of maybe 6-7. Yeah. That should be able to represent Africa.
This cannot escape the ears of the West, the imperialists. You have got to listen to African presidents. They represent the sovereign. They represent the people.
We can agree on the governance of the institution. We can agree on the sharing of power.
And I think by Dr. William Ruto speaking in the manner that he did, he carried the story that is echoed by many African countries. I think there's been a lot of shyness in expressing this. But then again, there is the big question. Is President Ruto in danger for speaking up? President Ruto is on record asking for the de-dollarization of the global market. This may not go down well with the West, and especially America.
For the people who work numbers, I am giving you free advice that those of you who are holding dollars, you surely might go into losses. You better do what you must do, because this market is going to be different in a couple of weeks.
You came to power in Libya in 1969.
President Ruto might be the new Gaddafi of Africa. And you all remember how Gaddafi eventually was gotten rid of by the global north. Gaddafi was pushing for a united Africa. Gaddafi was pushing for a new currency for Africa to represent its economic affairs at the global stage. African leaders who have spoken up before have never survived, and this is not a secret. You will need to look at the history of Zaire, as it was called back then, Congo, or now it's called the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC. DRC's first Prime Minister, Patrice Lumumba, was eliminated in the most mysterious of circumstances. He wanted Congo to be in charge of its resources, and for this reason, Patrice Lumumba was eliminated by the use of one Mobutu Sese Seko Kuku Wazambenga, as he loved to call himself. Many African nations through the decades since independence have suffered from interference by Imperial West, who very quietly have sponsored certain coups, been part of assassinations of key African leaders, the best of Africa, luminaries who at the turn of independence really were charged and fired up to get Africa to the next level. Patrice Lumumba eliminated immediately after independence. Look at Burkina Faso's Thomas Sankara.
Il savait qu'il courait à tout moment des risques. Il le savait. Il le savait. Il savait qu'il y avait des détracteurs de ce qui se faisait.
A military tribunal has sentenced former President Blaise Compaoré to life in prison for facilitating the assassination of Sankara, his predecessor.
His own bosom buddy, Blaise Compaoré, used to eliminate him. Same thing that happened to Patrice. Mobutu was his closest aide, and he raised the man through the ranks. He became the second man in command in the country, again used by the West. So Africa today is saying, enough of those games, we want change. And if we have to start with the Bretton Woods Institutions, the UN, and all these areas of global cooperation, then that is where the heart of the matter is. That is why Africa is saying, what President Ruto is saying is what we want for Africa today. If you believe those sentiments, if you disagree, kindly share your comments below and let's kick up a storm. We need to speak as Africa. Do you think President William Ruto's life is at risk for the comments that he made? Please share your comments below. As well, do you think it's time that Africa speaks up? Again, share your comments in the section below. Let's speak as Africa, and Africans in diaspora, even our brothers who are in the US, our brothers and sisters, you know that this is a game changer for Africa if we can get it right. This is absolutely something that Africa must do. In the meantime, if you haven't subscribed, we'd much appreciate you subscribing to this channel, and we'll be happy to create many, many more content that speaks to Africa, not only Kenya. But this is definitely Kenya Fixer, and thank you for taking the time to watch. I'm out.
If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for your support.